The Portland Trail Blazers knock off the Minnesota Timberwolves in the second of a back-to-back. They take both 106-98, and Donovan Clingan went bonkers last night. 17 points, 12 rebounds, 8 blocked shots. Whoa.
Yeah, and this is why I've seen quite a few Blazers fans in the sense of like, why didn't they take Zach Edey? This is why you draft Donovan Clingan, is that the hope, the potential, like that Edey's gonna be good. Like that's gonna be his. You know what he is though. He spent 4 years in college. They ran an offense through him. He's gonna post mash you. He's gonna be big in the paint. He's gonna be a decent shot blocker, and just by virtue of being that big. But Donovan has preternatural ability as a rim protector. Like this was the thing when, during the preseason, I said, look, his block rate is up there right now with quite literally the best players, the best rim protectors, shot blockers we've ever seen. And I'm not a guy when I'm talking about projections that I'm going to talk about a rookie who hasn't played a game in the NBA and saying he's going to be that guy. Like you can just see it. Like it's so unbelievably just there. And I did, because this is why. He had 5 blocks in the fourth quarter, Dusty.
Yeah, he was all over and he was on jump. One leg for most of it because he went down and he landed on his hip. And was it Naz Reid?
No, Julius.
It was Julius Randle.
Yeah, put his knee in his hip.
Julius Randle almost entered my S list.
Yeah,
because if he would have,
there's a little bit of a tent there.
If he would have hurt Donovan Clingan, I would have been very upset at him.
Look, I'm telling you right now, there's nobody happier that the Blazers have 3 days off right now than Donovan. Not only did he take that knee to the hip, he played more minutes than he has ever played.
Yeah, he was dragging at
Robert De Niro against Wesley Snipes.
Yes,
in the fan.
He was dragging at the end of that game.
Yeah,
he was dragging in a big way.
But he's just so big, and he's like, I want to say out of his 5 blocks in the fourth quarter, I think he only jumped on 2.
Well, Donovan Clingan joins a list that includes Ralph Sampson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, Alonzo Mourning, Tim Duncan, and Victor Wembanyama. The only rookies in NBA history to have 17 or more points, 12 or more rebounds, and 8 blocks in a game.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds
That's
like a decent list.
The list.
Yeah.
It ends right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the night that he had.
Yeah. And he currently leads the NBA in block rate.
It was incredible. Well, yeah, because he barely plays.
But that's the thing is, like, when he's on the floor,
yeah,
he blocks shots. Like there is a hell nah factor that happens throughout the game with him out there. What was, to me, the rebound and the block shots, like that's the stuff that I expect from him. What was impressive was getting 17. Like, stepping up to the free throw line. He was a 55% free throw shooter in college. He goes 5 of 5 from the line. He even though it's kind of janky and loose when he grabs an offensive rebound and it just kind of like goes back up, he just goes, I'm bigger than you.
Yeah.
And that's not a thing that, you can really counter much of. And then you throw in, he threw Rudy Gobert around like a rag doll.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
It's not normal. You want to extrapolate this and make it an even better night for one Donovan Clingan? Shaq, Wemby, Kevin Garnett, the only players 20 or younger to reach the stat line of 17, 12, and 8 that he had. So the 8 that we read, where all but one are Hall of Famers, and the one is still playing.
Yeah.
The list that Donovan, and so what I'm saying is Donovan Clingan's going to go to the Hall of Fame. That's what I'm saying right now. Look, no, I'm not. But Wemby, Shaq, and KG.
This was the draft profile, and we talked about him.
And KG did it not in his rookie season because he was 18 years old as a rookie.
The baby.
Yep.
But this is what we talked about in the draft profile of him. Like, he can block shots. He can be a rim protector. And he can rebound. And everything else is kind of like, let's see what you can get out of him. He's got maybe some playmaking chops. Maybe he can develop a 3-ball. Can he be a high-level finisher that you don't necessarily have to run the offense for? Like, all of those things matter. And as much as we're talking about Clingan right now, we'll talk about Sharp too.
Well, I think we need to keep on Clingan.
Yeah.
We can get to Shaedon Sharpe. What does this look like when DeAndre Ayton comes back, when Robert Williams is back? Because Donovan Clingan deserves more minutes. And we've talked about the ramp up, and you don't want to throw him out for too many minutes. But what does this rotation look like when those guys come back?
I mean, DA's going to start. That's going to continue to be it. Rob's not going to play on any back-to-backs. So there's going to be opportunities in there. But you're going to, as great as this night was, and I've already seen some people like, this is the future. And yeah, he's going to be the future. He's also going to have nights like he did just the other night where he picked up foul after foul after foul and he couldn't stay on the floor. So you can't just go, you're going to go play 30 minutes. Because number one, he's not capable of doing that right now. You heard Chauncey Billups in the postgame say he's absolutely gassed.
Yeah.
And if you go back and watch the tape, he was phenomenal. I'm not saying this is like as a detriment to him. He just needs to keep building there. When we're going to hit 30 games in late December, where he's going to basically have played his entire college season by the time the calendar year ends.
Rookie wall hits.
And it's going to hit him like a truck. Just keep him going. That 16 to 22 minute or 18 to 24, I think is what Chauncey said last night. Like, keep him in that range. Keep him in that range and just look, if he's got it and he's cooking, and this is, I want to give Chauncey credit. Anybody who's got it going right now is staying on the floor. If you've got it going, Chris Murray last night, you got it going, stay on the floor. Robert Williams got it going, stay on the floor.
Think about this rookie class, though. He's not a starter, so he's not going to be. I mean, if he started, he would be jumping near or at the front of the line for Rookie of the Year with the numbers that he's put.
Reza Shay's starting to actually put stuff together.
He's putting together. He had a 33-point game the other night.
Yeah, he's starting to look pretty damn good. But yeah, no, he would, and that's my whole hesitation with anybody who's like, I want to take Clingan for Rookie of the Year. Is like, I don't know if he's going to get the minutes.
Yeah,
like I think he's going to put up, and that's why I always said his per 36 numbers were going to be bonkers.
Yeah,
but there's going to be some nights. It's just this is part of the deal, and like for the first time in God knows how long, the Blazers have too many options at the big spot.
That's good.
They have too many options at the wing spot. And they're going to sort these things out. And everybody's like, they need to trade them now. No, they don't. They don't need to trade anybody right now. Somebody not playing 36 minutes a night is okay. I promise you. I remember last year, Shaden's playing too many minutes. Like, it's okay, guys.
I also think one thing to note on Donovan Clingan, where he's at his headspace, he is okay with not being a starter. He is okay with growing in his rookie year.
Learning. He wants to, this is a guy who came off the bench last year. Not this past year where he was just in college, but the year before behind Adama Sanogo, and he was just that's his guy. Like, he learned so much from him, and he's doing. Shout out to DA and Rob because they love DC. They love him. Like they those three guys, when you have your different position groups in football, they just have that bond, and they'll take guys under their wings that show they want it, and you've got good leaders. And look, I know DA's had his stuff, where he's everybody tells me he is genuinely trying and he cares for DC and showing him what to do, how to do. And Rob, every opportunity he goes over to DC. Hey, see, you got to do this. It's going to be a minutes crunch. It's going to be a thing, but I don't think anybody is bothered by it right now.
And I think that as the season goes on, as the trade deadline looms, Robert Williams not long for Portland, and if he keeps producing, that is a situation where his value keeps going up on the trade market for teams that would be in contention, and his skill set translates to a lot of systems in the NBA.
I think injuries and perhaps desire aside, you would have a hard time finding a better three.
Oh, nobody has more
unit
depth
than the Portland Trailblazers have at the center spot.
No, nobody in the league has more depth at that big spot than Portland right now. It's not close.
The only problem is 3 greater than 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look,
is that like the old quarterback thing? You got 2, you got none.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, the Rob stuff is the Blazers are they're saying, well, Chauncey pregame was like,
you say the Rob stuff or Rob?
The Rob stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, not the Rob stuff. Yeah, that's it.
I was like,
come on, Rob!
What Rob do this time?
I don't know.
Neil O'Shea going to get him fired again?
He didn't get me. But no, the Rob stuff is, they're saying, because Rob wanted to play, but the Oregon's like, no, sorry, dude. Like, you've played 41 games in the past 2+ years.
Yeah.
We can't. So I think they made the right move. It's a bummer. I love Rob and I want him to play and I want him to be happy, but they do need to protect themselves and protect Rob until, they can figure something out, or it shows that he's just not going to have those problems again.